Hey guys, and welcome back. This is Serge, and we're gonna try something a little bit different today. I've decided to create a new little segment that I like to call the Daily Grind. So here we are, we're playing World of Warcraft, which is very fitting for the name of this title, as the Daily Grind literally suggests that this will be a daily grind. I'm gonna do one of these videos every day, I imagine, and it's gonna be all about me just doing my dailies, collecting my world quests, and just having a general rant about things. I don't know what I'm going to rant about, but that's what we're here to find out now, isn't it? So, I don't know what character I'm going to play today. I probably want to play my Sheep Wrench, my mage, my awesome arcane mage, or I've got my Adrizza, which is my Death Knight. And before you get all, ooh, he only plays female characters on me, I've also got my awesome Potatotem, my brand new chamois that I need to get some gear for. But because he needs gear, I'm going to actually put a little bit more attention to my mage, because at least with my mage, it has a little bit more reputation, and flying is right around the corner, so let's get into that. But that's not what this episode's about. I'm not here to talk about World of Warcraft. I'm here to play it, but we're going to have a bit of a rant. So I haven't really thought about what we're going to rant about today, and I probably should have thought of about that ahead of time. So I'm going to just do a quick little personal rant, just because it's been happening a little bit more often lately, just to me specifically. So quickly, let's have a quick look, see what dailies we got. We got the Valajar, we got 3 hours to do that. Dreamweavers and the Wardens, awesome. Ooh, what's that? Ooh. Ooh, that's right, I got that now. So, yeah. Personal thing, if you guys aren't already aware from some of my previous things, I'm actually Australian, and I live in Australia, and I was born in Australia, and I was raised in Australia, and my parents are Australian, or at least my mother is. My dad's a Kiwi, which means New Zealand for all those non-Australians / New Zealanders. And I don't see him much, so it doesn't really affect what I'm about to talk about anyway. And I think what I really want to get off my chest, which isn't really off my chest, I'm not hiding it, is the fact that I'm constantly accused of being American or Canadian. And I say that quite literally. I'm accused as if, oh, you're American. No, I'm kidding. But no, I am actually constantly asked if I'm American or Canadian, or are you from the States, or do I sense a bit of Canadian accent? And I don't know. I guess so, maybe? I don't know. I haven't really thought about it that way. I don't consider myself to have that accent. I listened to back some of my videos, and I don't know. I just don't hear it. I definitely understand where it's coming from a point, because I do have a very heavy R, and a lot of my words that I say have a very emphasized R on them. And, I don't know, I just, ooh, who's this? This person's new. Oh, cool, yeah, sure, absolutely. Empower a focusing crystal, please. Yeah. Yeah. Anyway, so yeah, I don't know, I just think it's interesting. Now, I've had a whole slew of excuses over the years, quick things I can tell people that, a lot of the stuff I just make up. I don't know. Sometimes I just go with it. I'm like, oh yeah, sure, yeah. I'm from Toronto, eh? See, my fake accent is terrible. But no, I think the best explanation I have is because when I grew up, when I was growing up, we didn't really stay put. My family didn't really stay put in one place for too long. And it's said that you develop a lot of your accent in the first 7 years of your life. And I didn't really have a, I guess a male figure in my life, or at least a father figure, at least, for probably the first 4 or 5 years. I can't remember when. I think it was about the first 4 years. I don't remember. I was 4. Fuck. Of course I don't remember. But yeah, for the first 4 years of my life, it was just me and my mother. And then I met my mother met my stepdad, and I had a father figure ever since. And he's awesome. I love my dad. I call him my dad because in every way he is my dad. But at the end of the day, I don't know. My mother has a weird accent as well occasionally, very occasionally. Her parents have got very thick Scottish and Welsh accents between themselves because that's where they're from. But or Irish. I think it was Irish. I don't know. Either way, they've got fairly strong accents. But I don't know. Maybe it's because I never picked up a local accent, and I picked up my accent from playing video games or being online. Although I don't really agree with that theory either, because it doesn't necessarily make sense to the whole, you're an American, Harry, kind of mentality that I get from a lot of people. At the end of the day, though, I really don't know. I just don't know. I've got a bit of an accent, I guess, and it does come and phase in and phase out from time to time. If you've watched a few of my videos, or if you're planning to watch a few of my videos, you will probably see this. You'll probably see me speaking one accent, one video, or maybe halfway through a video, my accent shifts a little bit. And I don't know, I've spent a lot of my life up and down the Australian eastern coast. That's where I lived most of the time. And I did spend a little bit of time living in New Zealand as well. And I don't know, maybe that's responsible for me never picking up a localized accent, because believe it or not all Aussies sound like this. We're not all, yeah, cunt. I don't know. See, that's the thing though, Australians don't sound all the same. And if you're an Australian watching my video, you can agree with me. We don't all just sound the same as each other, because we're not. Just like if you go from one part of the States to another part of the States, there's an obvious shift in accent. And even more so in Europe. I mean, Europe's got probably one of the craziest shifts. I mean, just in the UK alone, you can go literally a few suburbs and you've got an entirely different accent, which is almost indistinguishable from the same language you were speaking a mile ago. So, I don't know. It's, let's not look down here. That's not very pretty. You don't need to see how much damage I can do. So, yeah, I don't know. I don't have an answer for it. When I'm asked, are you American? The answer is no. I was born in Australia. I even tell them my hometown, which is not too far from where I live now. And I don't get a lot of convinced faces from that. I don't know. What do you guys think? Should I just pretend I'm American? Is that a safe thing to do right now with the whole presidency and the, no Muslims allowed policy and the everybody hates Trump bandwagon? I don't know. But that's the kind of thing that I want to do this video about. I want to talk about the things that interest me. And some of those things are gaming, obviously, politics, philosophy, religion, media, world events, all those kinds of things. And they may not interest you at all. Oh, ouch. I did not do that in time. They may not interest you in all, but honestly, I don't care. If you don't like them, don't watch my video. That's just the answer. But if you do like them, you chill it with me, and we'll have a discussion maybe one time. Or you can just sit here, do what you're doing while I'm doing what I'm doing, and you can listen to my sexy voice. Oh man, I really need to get this set up so I can hear myself speak, or maybe that's a bit distracting. I don't know. Long story short, ooh. Yeah. Oh. Hey, I don't know. So this video is pretty much just me having a rant about people thinking I'm American. The answer is no, I'm not. I'm not American. I don't have a good answer to why people could think I am. But yeah, this is what I want to do. If you guys really like this sort of video format, let me know, because I want to rant about all sorts of things. Less about personal things. This was just something I thought about earlier. I might actually do another video later. Like, I've got this interesting little story about a customer that I served recently. So I guess since I'm talking about myself, and this is the first episode I've done, how about we have a little discussion about me, in the least narcissistic kind of way. I'm, like I said, Australian, and I don't really have any political leanings, but I'm really interested in politics. I guess you could consider me a bit left-wing. I don't know. Although a lot of my beliefs are very right, so I'm very much in the center there. I'm not religious. Not much of my family are. I think my brother is, and my mother isn't technically, and I think my dad is. Although I think he is mostly just on paper. I'm Australian, and Australian government and Australian politics is, Look, it's not something I'm boasting about. I'm not saying we got a very good over here, but I am. I'm gonna say it. We got a fucking good here. Australia is awesome. We've one of the nicest countries to live in the world, and even though we got shithouse internet and all these kinds of issues with all sorts of ridiculous political correct thinking in our government, I honestly don't care because it's just such a good country to live in. But, you know, some things do need to be brought up and talked about from time to time. And I don't know, I think I might want to do that on my channel in amongst my awesome StarMade videos because they're awesome, obviously. And also a lot of my, ooh, let's get this guy. I'm going to be a real jerk right here. I'm going to go poop. Oh, okay. That was easier than I thought. I feel, oh man, I'm going to. Oh, wow. I feel really bad. Let's say a little prayer. Say a little prayer for Bushwhacker. Oh, wow. That's a pretty cool transmog. Almost a slut mog. But they pull it off. It's like you're a wildling. But wait, you're a priest? Is that a priest armor? Oh, no, that's a monk thing. Oh, that's a monk. Okay, that makes sense. It's all this armor. All that leather. All that leather on that night elf. Ooh, that leather on that night elf. I'm a cunt. I'm sorry, I'm a cunt. I'm Australian. I'm a cunt. It's part of what we are. Hey, that actually gave me honor. Nice. Okay. I better finish my quest here before some allies get brought into the mix and I have to show my true colors as a complete noob. It's been a long time since I PvP'd competitively. Like, not competitively in a, like, on a world stage at all, but I was pretty good back in the day. I used to do a lot of arena with my brother, and we used to absolutely wreck, as the kids say nowadays. So yeah, a little bit else about me, I guess, is I really like, obviously, playing video games, but I'm a bit of an artist in my own rights. I'm not great. I'm okay. I'm not too bad. And I might, I just gotta get the, I guess, I don't know, the inspiration to do some stuff. And it's really hard when there's all these beautiful, pretty games to distract you, you know? I work in sales. I'm not gonna say where, I'm not gonna say when, I'm not gonna say in what town, what state, wherever I might live. You sort of got a rough idea of where I am, and I think in one of my videos, just recently, I accidentally mentioned what my name was. First name only. I don't really care, honestly, but I do work in a job where reputation is pretty important. And just with a lot of the shit that goes on online, if I do get popular and if people do start actually liking and watching what I put out there, I don't want people, I don't know, flipping their shit, keyboard warring, calling my employer, and just making life a hassle for me. Especially since the people I work for have quite a reputation to uphold, and I don't expect that my little unimportant job to them is worth more than their reputation. So, as far as it goes, I work in sales, and I sell stuff, and that's ultimately all you need to know. I really enjoy my job. I really enjoy my job because you get to speak to so many people from all different backgrounds and all different walks of life, and it's just really cool to, am I supposed to be killing shit here? No. Let's actually find somewhere to go instead of just running around randomly. Let's go here, right here. Yeah, and it's great because, you know, I don't know, 5 years ago before I got into this industry, I was quite a hermit. I would just not talk to people. I was very reclusive, and I still to a degree am, at least in my personal life. But, you know, at work I get to be someone else. I get to adapt to the person who I'm talking to. And it's just really good to see their impressions. You get to learn about them. You get to help them find something that suits their needs. And it's just a lot of fun. I like meeting new people. I like trying new things. Everything once, you know? That's my philosophy. Well, most things once, you know? I'm not about to go out there and start meth anytime soon. But at the same time, you know, anything within reasons once. I think it's a good thing to live life by, and I think that's what I learned working in the field of work that I work in. I'm going the wrong way. So yeah, this is a little bit rant about myself. In the future, I probably won't be ranting about myself like I mentioned. I do kind of want to bring up some of the stuff that I talk about a lot, and I don't get a lot of chance to talk about those things with people. Because a lot of people in life, a lot of average Joes, shit kickers like myself and maybe yourself, we're not interested in politics. We're too busy earning money, putting food on the table. It's just not something that comes up in normal conversation. So, and you can probably agree with me, but sometimes, it's good to talk about these things. And I really do enjoy talking about them. The problem is trying to find someone to talk to. And hey, if it's a faceless mass on the internet, I'm okay with that because, well, I'd rather someone speak back. And I do have people I know who do like talking about this. But hey, if it starts a conversation, if it gets you thinking about the life and the world that we live in, and starts you thinking about things in a different way that you probably haven't thought about things before, that's I think really important to me, because I really like to just teach people what I know, learn about things from other people. I like to hear from everybody. I want to hear everybody's point of view, whether it be bad, good, completely full of shit, or completely informed. It's just really good to have a bit of information from everybody, from every side of the table. And I think you don't get enough of that these days. I mean, well, this is something else. That's for another video. These days, that term alone. But just something I see, you don't see a lot of people asking for opinions, asking for other people's input, other people's thoughts, other people's things that they know. But we're all keen to just agree with like the first bit of fact that lays itself down in front of us. Like, did you know that we eat about 6 insects a year in candy bars? Like, that's a true fact, isn't it? I heard that online. But the answer is actually no, it's not true in the slightest. I mean, there's no way to measure that at all, but people take it as, face value fact. But this is the thing, it's good to hear from other people's perspectives. There's certain things that I have to sell in my job that I just don't enjoy selling, and it makes it really hard for me to sell, because they're things that I just do not believe in, and things that I just do not like. But they're there, I have to sell them, it's my job. But at the same time, there are things in my job I absolutely adore, things that I think everybody should have. You need one of these things. It makes your life a million times better. But that's the thing. I mean, everyone has an opinion. There are facts, and then there are opinions. And I don't know. There's a fine line between a fact and an opinion, especially in the world we live in now with everything easily promotable online. You can just slap something down on a blog and say, yep, this is fact. This is the way our life is. It's just a bit interesting, and it's worth a look at. It's worth a study. I'm not going to pretend that I have any of the answers, but I'd really like to give people my opinion on shit, because that's one of the most important things I think you can do, is give people what you think about things. Because if you're not doing that, your voice is not being heard. Ooh, let's kill this guy. Yeah, see? I'm not such a cunt. I am, sorta, because he was almost half dead, but, he was my level, That was fair game. Oh, God. So, I got a few more quests to do. Where are we at? Oh, they're all spread out. What the hell? Oh, God damn. Fuck you. Fuck you, Hellhound. Yeah, so, I don't know. There's a few other things I want to talk about. One thing I really like to talk about that isn't to do with any of this hard-hitting stuff like journalism and philosophy is Pathfinder and Dungeons and Dragons and Magic the Gathering and really geeky shit, I'm a massive geek. I love so many things that, 10 years ago, you were just a dork for liking that. But now everybody and their mom loves this shit. And I think that's a great thing because, yeah, it's awesome that people are keen to be interested in these things that I've always loved. And that's awesome. The more people into these things, the more that these things become. At the same time, you can say all sorts of shit like that, and the waters get a little bit muddied when you get too many people running through your favorite thing, and sometimes changes happen that you just didn't want to happen. I mean, I could rant forever about all the changes that were good and bad in World of Warcraft, and I've been playing since Burning Crusade. Like, I'm not an original. I'm not a vanilla baby. I am like BC day one, literally day one BC was when I started, and yeah, well, that's to give you a bit of an idea about how long I've been playing this game. But yeah, I don't know. It's just those kinds of things I really want to speak about. I want to speak about my adventures in Pathfinder. I want to speak about the cards that I really like collecting. I want to speak about my fucking Pokemon games. I love that shit. But at the same time, I really, really, really want to speak about things that matter to me. And whether that be politics, whether that be, political correctness versus, hardcore conservatives. I want to talk about the things that I just have an interest in, and I think this is the perfect format for this. Look, I'm running over the 20-minute mark, and I think this is probably the longest one of these I want to do. I don't really want to do them more than 15 minutes, but I did get on a bit of a rant. And hey, that was the point. That was the point. I wanted to rant. I just wanted to talk about shit. I just wanted to talk shit. And I reckon I achieved that. I really do. I reckon I achieved the whole talking shit. And I don't know, guys, rate me. Rate me on how shit my talk was, because I think it was pretty shit. And I don't know. Maybe I can make it a little shittier. You'll have to let me know in the comments below. And hey, if you like this video, leave a like. If you dislike this video, leave a dislike, because that's an option. And yeah, if you haven't subscribed already, subscribe, because I'm only fresh at this. I've been on YouTube actually a few years, but I've only had one video on YouTube for 4 years. Most of these videos are brand new, and I just kind of want to keep at it, and I want to keep doing this. And your opinion means a lot to me. Even you trolls, come at me, because I haven't had a troll yet. I'd really like a troll. My first troll would be awesome. Anyway, guys, this has been Surge with my very first The Daily Grind. And yeah, here we are with my little sheep wrench, and we're gonna wave goodbye. Say goodbye, sheep wrench. If I can type that correctly, say goodbye. Bye. Say goodbye, sheep wrench. See ya. See ya, guys.